It's the summer of 2015. I'm enjoying a well-deserved break from renovating our new, well, old Lancaster City home. You see, I've just been invited to play golf with my dad's old golf buddies. I love golf, but I'm just an average golfer. Unlike my dad, who was an avid golfer, Elizabethtown College golf coach was just one of the many hats he wore during his 30 plus years while at the college. That summer, we got to play many courses in Lancaster County. And I got to walk his legacy as they told stories about my dad. You know, on this hole, he'd always cut the dog leg over those trees and birdie this hole every time. What if, I thought? Of course I tried. Who knew trees could grow so high in 40 years? One of the courses we played that summer has become one of my favorites, just because of the spectacular views that it has to offer. But first, I need to flash back. It's 2005, and we're on one of those rare golf weekends in Myrtle Beach. My dad, my brother, you know, there's family, friends, togetherness, lots of food, stories, and just some golf. You see, my dad was having back problems that summer and was later diagnosed with multiple myeloma in the fall. Life went on. There were many more visits home, many more stories, until he died in the summer of 2010. During one of those trips home, as you know, he sat in that big recliner in the living room. Now that was the throne from which he told all of his stories. That day he speculated about the cause of his multiple myeloma. First, you have to understand that my dad was inflicted with something in the family we called the Snavely syndrome. Watch every dime and get the value from every dollar. He began the story that day talking about that fateful day, March 28th, 1979. Well, that was the day 3 Mile Island nuclear accident happened. He told about the days that followed, the Elizabethtown College evacuation. My mom was really critical there because she was the switchboard operator. But that's another story. Anyway, he talked and reflected about what they should save and where they should go. And that led him to collect all the family photo albums and head to rural Maryland where my grandfather's farm was. Now, at this point of the story, my memories came screaming back to me. You see, I was a very independent and totally disengaged post-Gettysburg College graduate, living the dream restaurant life in the Burg. Well, that evening, I just happened to watch the news. It was a mesmerizing story intertwining this new movie release called, China Syndrome, with a very real story about a news feed about 3 Mile Island. Well, knowing my family home was just 10 miles from 3 Mile Island, I immediately called home at landline, no answer. Called, no answer, called, no answer. The fog of my reflection stopped just as my dad was saying, I wonder if I should have finished that round of golf that day as the sirens were gone off. You see, my dad had paid for 18 and couldn't fathom not finishing all 18 holes, AKA the Snavely syndrome. Summer 2019, I stand lost in thought on a hole at Sunset Golf Course. Now, it's a beautiful course with views. It's strategically located in the hills of the Susquehanna River. It's on a particularly beautiful bend, and I'm standing there just as a plane buzzes overhead, landing just north to Harrisburg International Airport. as I stand transfixed on the towers of 3 Mile Island to the south, looking at them so close I felt I could reach out and touch them. Well, my 91-year-old golf partner that day broke my trance as he said, you know, your dad would have used a 7-iron off the green here and would have chipped that in every time for a birdie. What if, I thought, as I reached into my bag for my 7-iron.